either the CIA, the Mossad, whoever's behind this, killed somebody, and they have everybody, the mass populace, going down all these different directions with no answers, leading to nowhere while they get away with killing someone. I think that's the psyop. All right, what's up, guys? Brother Bob here with the Off Grid Church, and today I'm going to talk about the major psyop that's happening around the world regarding Charlie Kirk's death. Lots of conspiracy theories being thrown around. Even people that I've known for many years who I value their opinion are believing that he faked his death, the whole thing is staged, and a million other conspiracy theories. And I get it. With the FBI and the original narrative, it does not make a lot of sense. There's a lot of holes there. But is that the psyop itself? Is the CIA, the Mossad behind this, or is it even spiritual dark forces and the serpent, the enemy himself, behind this deception? I don't know. But either way, some things do not add up. I'm with you on that. But we live in a day and age where we can't trust anything. The media, the narrative, we can't trust this. We have to do our own research. And I think that these mass manipulators, whether that's the CIA or the Mossad or the devil himself, knows that we are critical thinkers, and they plant fake evidence around just to get us going down rabbit holes in each direction that lead nowhere with no real questions. And what I mean by that is if, like, let's say a murderer, a tricky murderer, murdered somebody and then planted a bunch of fake clues around to throw each detective off on the scene to have him fishing in each direction that leads nowhere while he gets away with killing someone. That's what I think's happening. Either the CIA, the Mossad, whoever's behind this, killed somebody, and they have everybody, the mass populace, going down all these different directions with no answers, leading to nowhere while they get away with killing someone. I think that's the psyop. And to bring up an example all the way back to the early church, Polycarp of Smyrna was publicly martyred. They set him on fire, and the fire didn't kill him. Didn't kill him, and they got mad, and they stabbed him in the stomach area, and all of his blood drained out, and it was so much blood that it actually quenched the fire itself. That's a true story. Look it up from the early church. If something like that happened today, if Polycarp was martyred like that today, people would think that that was staged. He faked his death. They would trash his ministry, trash his credibility, say he's in on it. He's a paid actor. His whole family's in on it. The blood was fake. There was blood bladders. The fire was fake. They're using special effects, AI, whatever it is. They would say that that death did not take place and it was staged. That's kind of the psyop that we're seeing today. I do believe Charlie Kirk was martyred. I don't think he faked his death. And I think that the people who did it are sending everybody, the mass populace, down these never-ending rabbit holes that lead to nowhere while they get away with it. That's what I think's happening. So be vigilant, be aware. I understand we can't trust the narrative. We can't trust the news. We can't trust really anything that we see anymore. We have to do our own research. So keep an open mind and don't let them get you under their psyop and thinking that everything is staged and the world is a stage. And I get it. There's some truth to that. But I think that the CIA, the Mossad, or the devil himself, spiritual dark forces have been at this for a long time. Same thing with JFK. He was assassinated. All these rabbit holes, conspiracy of JFK never really led to the people who did it being convicted and justice being served because of the psyop. All the 9/11, all passports down by the buildings, even though the plane exploded, but they found the hijacker's passport, little stuff that they plant like that, just like Charlie Kirk with this George Zinn guy, the same witness that was supposedly witnessed the 9/11 towers. George Zinn was also called in a fake bomb threat at a marathon, and then he's at the Charlie Kirk event too. They plant these fake witnesses to disrupt the narrative and to cause chaos within the research, the integrity of the scene, everything. They do that. That's what I think is going on there. So that's what I think the psyop is that a lot of so-called truthers or critical thinkers are getting sucked into all these conspiracy theories and getting led in every direction, which is a move from the enemy, is what I believe. So that's my theory on it. I just wanted to give a quick update and share that with you all because I want you guys to be vigilant and aware and not just buy any narrative, whether that's the mainstream narrative or some Joe Schmo YouTube channel like me pumping out all these details. And that's the problem. Another thing, everybody wants to be first. Oh, new evidence came out. Oh, let's pump it out, push it out. They don't do any research. They don't get down to the facts before they make their conclusions. And it's sending a lot of disinformation and a lot of deception out there right now. So we have to slow it down. You don't have to be first. If something happens, wait a week or two, do your research within that week, then come out with a story in your opinion and have it, backed by your research, your hard work, your sweat. And that we just don't see that. Everybody wants to be first. They want to be first because they want to get all the views and all the traffic going into their channel. That's not what I'm about here. I want to report on the truth. I want to just speak the truth at all costs. In fact, Charlie Kirk's death, excuse me, um, it actually makes me want to change the direction of the channel and just to speak the truth at all costs. I think he lit a fire in much, much people across the nation. A lot of people. I think it kind of changed our perspective, kind of seeing that happen. So I don't believe the narrative. I do think there's a lot of missing holes, like the bullet somehow didn't go all the way through his neck. That's bizarre to say the least. So there's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense. The George Zinn witness, everything. I get it. There's a lot of stuff that doesn't make sense, but just remember that we live in a day and age where there's mass psyop, mass deception, and they're using technology to do all of these things. So just stay vigilant and don't get sucked into all these different lies or conspiracies. Just kind of ground yourself in the truth. And when you don't know, show humility and be like, I don't know. Don't just jump in and be like, oh, it's for sure stage, for sure this. Don't be sure about anything other than the gospel that Jesus Christ died, rose from the dead, and saved our souls. That's the gospel. Nobody can shake me from that. Everything else, though, is pretty much up for grabs, and we should tread softly. Just tread softly. All right, guys. Brother Bobby, over and out.